IndiGo Airlines, India's largest carrier, has hit major turbulence following the implementation of what's referred to as the FDTL. That's Flight Duty Time Limitation norms that was mandated by India's aviation regulator, the DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation. Now, in recent days, the airline has cancelled hundreds, even thousands of flights. And because IndiGo controls over 65% of India's domestic market, the disruption sent shockwaves across the aviation system. Airports struggled with crowd management, rival airlines lacked the capacity to absorb stranded travelers, and then many terminals saw long queues, piled up baggage, and obviously frustrated passengers. And therefore, tens of thousands of people were affected nationwide, with many missing weddings, job interviews, and medical appointments. So let's explain to you what happened. First, why the cancellations? Well, at the heart of this turmoil is a regulatory overhaul aimed at improving working conditions for pilots and airline crew. The DGCA introduced stricter rostering rules known as flight duty time limitations in two phases, the first in July, the second on 1st November. But when the 1st November deadline arrived, IndiGo wasn't fully prepared, and as a result, it was forced first to delay and then to cancel a large number of flights because it simply did not have enough pilots available to meet the new requirements. What were these new requirements? Well, the key revisions to the FDTL norms included increasing pilots' mandatory weekly rest period from 36 to 48 hours, capping nighttime flying hours at 10, limiting pilots to no more than 2 consecutive night duties, requiring airlines to submit confidential quarterly fatigue reports. Now, the primary aim of these rules, as I read it out, I'm sure you figured, is to reduce pilot fatigue, a critical safety concern in aviation. While aviation experts and pilot unions say IndiGo has been disproportionately affected due to inadequate planning due to negligence, the airline maintains it's faced multiple unforeseen challenges, including crew shortages, winter schedule adjustments, weather disruptions, technical issues, and airport congestion. But let's face it, IndiGo significantly underestimated how many extra pilots it would need. For its large Airbus A320 fleet, the airline calculated a requirement of 2,422 captains. But the reality is, it had only 2,357, and similar gaps were reported among first officers as well. IndiGo's had a long-standing lean staffing model, characterized by limited hiring, high utilization, and minimal rostering buffers. And this left it particularly vulnerable where large groups of pilots simultaneously became unavailable because of the mandatory rest period. This strategy had worked previously in the past for them, but offered little flexibility under the stricter FDTL framework. Now, amid widespread disruption, the DGCA granted IndiGo temporary relief from certain night duty restrictions for its A320 fleet. This is until 10th February 2026. The regulators also launched an inquiry and instructed the airline to submit fortnightly reports along with a comprehensive plan to improve roster resilience.